Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Andy Ruiz Jr. has been getting top-level sparring ahead of his rematch with Anthony Joshua on December 7th in Saudi Arabia. Also in this video, we'll touch on Ruiz Jr. shredding down, clearly losing some weight, according to his trainer, about 30 pounds. So we'll check out some photos and discuss what's happening, because I know some people are fearing that he's losing too much weight, but we have to bear in mind, where did he actually start for entering camp? So we'll talk about that. But starting with the sparring first, you can see here on screen, so Ruiz Jr. has been working with Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter, a rising heavyweight contender, is also on the same card as the Ruiz Joshua fight. He is the co-main event fighting Alexander Povetkin. And for both guys, this is very good sparring. For Hunter, he's obviously going to be facing Povetkin, who, like Ruiz Jr., is a come-forward pressure fighter with fast hands. And for Ruiz Jr., Hunter is probably going to be mimicking some of the things that Anthony Joshua will be looking to try do in the rematch, keeping it a little bit longer, utilizing his height and reach. And Michael Hunter himself has a good right hand. So Ruiz Jr. getting very good sparring. This is very beneficial. And Hunter himself on social media has described it as elite level sparring. And Hunter, if he can get a win himself against Povetkin, that would likely launch him into the top 10 of the heavyweight division in most fans' minds. So in terms of a guy you want to bring into camp and get some work with, this is a very good guy for Ruiz Jr. to be sparring with. I know for a lot of boxing fans, Michael Hunter is still sort of tracking a little bit under the radar, but he is a heavyweight on the rise, and I like this for Andy Ruiz Jr. I think he will be able to do a few things that Anthony Joshua will be doing, but in general it would be good, tough, rugged sparring. Michael Hunter is a very, very good fighter. In terms of other sparring partners that have been in camp with Ruiz Jr., well, that's a little less clear. We know for Anthony Joshua, he's had 5 different guys that have come out publicly revealing that they have been in his camp. Hussein Muhammad, Albon Pervezaj, Tom Little, Derek Chisora, and also the American prospect Timothy Moten, who, like Andy Ruiz Jr., is a smaller, sort of more squat, heavy-set sort of fighter who has fast hands, will be looking to replicate for Joshua what Ruiz will be doing. And if we just transition into that next topic, the weight for Andy Ruiz Jr. for the rematch, and you can see from this Hunter photo, Ruiz Jr. to me looks like he has been visibly trimming down. So if we actually just go to a little graphic that I put together, so you can see here on the left, this is September 7th, one of the press conferences that sort of launched the rematch for Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Ruiz Jr. definitely a lot fuller in the face and in the chest area, but he's wearing black, so it's a little bit deceptive. You can't really tell too much. But in that second photo, this was from October 20. Even from October 20 to October 31st, you can see that Ruiz Jr. has visibly, he looks like he's trimmed down even further. And it's one of these things, though, that I think a lot of people are a little concerned, how much weight is he actually going to lose here? But 2 things I wanted to sort of throw out into the equation. One, he entered training camp clearly a lot heavier than the first fight with Anthony Joshua. He was 268 pounds for that. So he must have been at least 15 or 20 pounds heavier when he entered training camp for the rematch. So that would put him well over 280 pounds, probably closer to 290. And his trainer, Manny Robles, is actually saying that he's lost approximately 30 pounds. So he says, well, he's lost about 30 pounds already, so we're on the right track. Looking good, looking fit. He's happy to be back home. He's excited for this fight, the upcoming event, of course, and we're just excited all round. He's been dropping weight naturally, gradually, and I'm happy to say it's all been based on hard work. No sweatsuits, no sweating creams, no nothing, difficult to do. Like I said, it's all been hard work, and he's just been in the gym and grinding every day. He's excited, he's confident, but he's not overly confident. That's why we put in the work. You talk to a man that's overconfident, he doesn't work because he feels like, I got this, it's in the bag. No, we understand that this is going to be a difficult fight, just like the first fight. The first fight wasn't easy. It looked easy. Might be some people that think it was easy, but it's not, man. We just keep grinding. We got to keep training. We got to keep working hard. We got to take this fight very seriously. And we have. So those are some comments by Manny Robles on Andy Ruiz Jr., his training and also his weight loss. And if he has lost 30 pounds or thereabouts, I mean, if he started at 290 pounds, he might be somewhere around 260. That's what I'm sort of picking at the moment. And I know some people are a little worried that he should not come in less than the first fight. But bear in mind that Ruiz Jr. through his career has been roughly around 260 pounds, there or thereabouts, for a lot of his fights. That 268 pound weight was a heavier weight for Ruiz Jr. in the context of his career. His title fight with Joseph Parker, he was 255. He was 262 for the Alexander Dimitrenko fight, which was about 6 weeks before the Joshua fight. And he looked good in that one. So I think if Ruiz Jr. is going to come in somewhere around 255, 260, I don't think that people should be concerned about his weight. And where he is now, I think obviously a lot of the sort of rubble that he's dropped was stuff that he'd put on after his win over Joshua, partying and having a good time. But he's come back into camp, he's dropping the weight, and he's starting to really get in good shape for the rematch. And given it's likely to go, a bit longer than the first fight, potentially, depending on the way that Joshua fights it, it could go all 12 rounds. And Ruiz Jr. is clearly putting in the work to be ready for that to happen, to try outpoint his rival and keep his belts. And we also have to consider, and this is one thing that hasn't really been talked about a lot, is it could be quite hot. Even though it's an open air venue, it's in a country of Saudi Arabia that's quite hot. It will be at night, but it could actually be, relatively speaking, tough conditions to fight in. We'll have to see what happens there. But I'm sure Andy Ruiz Jr. is preparing for every eventuality. But clearly, you can see from the graphic, he is dropping weight. His trainer says about 30 pounds or so. I'm thinking that he's roughly about 260, and I think he's probably on track for a weight that he's comfortable with and has fought it before and had success at. What do you make of it all? Do you like the sparring with Michael Hunter? What do you make of his weight? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.